The, in my breast, I had a nodule. It was gone.
So you made a nodule in your breast disappear.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's so you have had a related disease to Darren. Also, Darren, I wanted to mention, speaking of nodules, that Keely cured a liver disease.
I remember. I was there.
Yeah, when she had nodules in her liver, and she did Immunics for like about 6 weeks or 10 weeks or so, and then she got a liver biopsy and they were gone.
Yeah, I remember. That was so cool.
And I have a movie of her talking about that. It's one of our most popular movies, actually, on the YouTube. So Darren's, you've been battling breast cancer for how many years?
About 10.
Okay, around 10 years. And so Maribel, just so you know, that this is Darren is Barb's friend who has been battling breast cancer for a long time. And you've had your ups and downs, yeah?
Yeah. I've had times where I was pretty much tumor-free, and most recently had a big surgery because it had gotten in my spine.
Right.
And I've been in and out of pain since then. That was about 7 months ago. Hey,
Now,
Barb.
now I want Al and Barb and Maribel to tell Darren why she needs the Cure team.
I think it's very important for you to have the energy and the catalyst that other people can provide for you in your creating your cure. I think it's really important that you have that your son has people that he sees curing things, so he remembers that can happen. That you remember that can happen, and that there's people who are just kind of like don't give up in your life. People that believe it can be done and that are doing it every day. And then you have fresh results to see.
And yeah, and people who do it themselves and know that it can be done.
Sounds good.
Yeah, well, it's important to surround yourself with people that are curing and of higher dimensional people that are working on themselves, because it speeds your cure and it raises your dimension. You end up being part of a group immune system.
Well, tell her what you've cured.
What I've cured?
Yeah.
Well, I used to weigh 385 pounds. I now weigh about 235. From that, I got congestive heart failure, diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis. Then I fell down a flight of stairs, ruptured both knees and 3 vertebrae in my back. So I deal with constant pain, but I'm on no medications. I use herbal remedies only. I don't take any painkillers. I either manage my pain with Immunics or with natural substances like magnesium. Every so often I'll take a Tylenol or an ibuprofen or something, but usually I don't need that. And of course I've lost the weight. My blood pressure is, my last checks, as of last Friday, my blood pressure was normal, my blood sugar was normal.
You cured.
I had some mobility deficits, but
You cured diabetes, right?
yeah, well, yeah, I get normal blood tests, and my blood sugar every morning is within the normal range. My fasting blood sugar.
So basically, you got a negative medical test on diabetes.
Yes, and on high blood pressure, which I've had since I was 16.
Since you were 16.
Mm-hmm.
So you altered a lifelong pattern of high blood pressure.
Yeah, and the high blood pressure led to the diabetes and other things.
Right. Well, what about you, Barb?
When I was in the hospital for my fall, Bayard,
Uh-huh.
they said my liver had failed.
Really?
And they were going to they were going to put me on dialysis, and they said they were going to give me a day or two to see if I, if it came back on its own. So I just immediately started working on it.
Right.
And then the following day they did a test and it was fine.
Wow. Oh, so you worked on it with Immunics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Barb, what about you? What have you cured?
I'm mostly cured. I'm really good at curing viral-based diseases and cancers, I believe. But I kind of am pretty good at removing my own cancer and the cancers of others. I've cured clinically Epstein-Barr, the chronic fatigue virus-related virus, herpes simplex, it just a V1, no longer appears on my blood tests. I also have a titanium in my spine too, Darren. I think you knew that, right? And yeah, I have 12 vertebrae fused with Harrington rods, it's called. So I have, only probably 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 vertebrae that move at all. The rest are.
Didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that happened when I was 17. And I wore a back brace for 4 years. Yeah. And that, I sort of managed the pain, and there was some situations related to that, for the most part, using this. But what I learned doing that, and that's actually how I started, was I was working on my back, and then I started learning that the place that I took myself to relieve the pain was the same place from which I could kill viruses and remove cancers and that kind of thing. So it was kind of like a dimension I learned to keep myself on, like a vibration state-based practice. And then I started teaching other people. So I've cured a lot of things in myself and in other people. I'm interested in cancers for some reason because they actually seem easier to me than some things like diabetes sometimes. People, because they're very tangible. Diabetes often seems more complicated, and the person has to really, it has a lot in his head, because I think he realizes it has a lot of different factors, and there's all sorts of causes, whereas cancer seems very precise. You just zero in on it. You
kill the cancer cell.
Yeah, you keep it out. You keep it out. You keep replicating your cells.
Yeah, no, diabetes, you have to do a ton of different things all the time.
Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of confident.
Now I'm filming this, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. And just so people know about you and Barb, Darren, you guys go back a long way, and there was a time when Barb helped you beat back your cancer, yes?
Yeah.
Long
I
ago.
believe so.
Yeah. And that's what we want to do again, except now not just with one friend, but with a whole team of people. We want to actually, our ambitious goal is to completely get cancer out of you so that you would go past the negative medical test and you simply never test positive for it again.
That sounds great.
Now I wanted to ask Maribel, what have you cured? And you can talk about helping other people too if you want, because Maribel helps other people a lot.
Yeah, but I have doing this without knowing Immunics a little while ago. What I've been doing is getting in tune with my inner self, then to test what I should take to cure what I'm having. Then the body, or the one that it answers, that could be, you can call whoever, your God, your higher self, your inner self, whatever you want to call it. The answer is given to me to take the proper steps or medications or whatever step that I should take to cure what I'm having. And it has functioned.
And also, see, I don't know if you've actually had very many things wrong with you, but Maribel does preventative medicine, like she gives herself IVs and so on.
Yeah, I do some kind of. Mm-hmm.
How long have you been practicing preventative medicine with yourself? doing your own like prevention or taking supplements and?
For a little while.
Well, what's a little while? Months, years?
Years. I had a cyst in the kidney, and with the manual muscle testing and the proper medication, it was gone. Then in my breast, I had a nodule. It was gone.
So you made a nodule in your breast disappear.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's so you have had a related disease to Darren. Also, Darren, I wanted to mention, speaking of nodules, that Keely cured a liver disease.
I remember. I was there.
Yeah, when she had nodules in her liver, and she did Immunics for like about 6 weeks or 10 weeks or so, and then she got a liver biopsy and they were gone.
Yeah, I remember. That was so cool.
And I have a movie of her talking about that. It's one of our most popular movies, actually, on the YouTube. So
Can I just share a strategy tip about talking about your cures?
Sure.
Like, don't be, like, just talk about them and be proud of them. You don't have to boast, but don't be reticent about it, because when you talk about your cures, you're actually reinforcing them. It's an immunic action.
right,
It's like saying the prayer in the prayer meeting.
that's true.
So always talk positively and powerfully about your cures, because that's what reinforces them, keeps them in.
Right. That's
When you doubt your cures, you're actually asking for whatever it is you're curing to come back.
Thank you, Al. Very, very well said. Very well
Oh, you're
said.
so cute. You should write a primer. Al,
Yeah, I'm working on a political primer.
Right. Al is the only conservative.
aphorisms. Al's
That's
aphorisms.
not true. That's not true. Jesus is conservative too.
Oh, wait a minute. We're starting to get this little flock of political conservatives on the cure team.
Oh, no.
Take over. We're going to make you all compassionate conservatives.
Right, right.
I knew that camera angle was a sign of something. So can I say something? Darren, do you remember the time we were at Sarah Evans's?
I'm moving it to my right side. Now it's on the right.
Okay, that's good. Go ahead. Go back to Barb. What were you
I don't know. Maybe this is off the subject, but I just wanted to remind you, Darren, because you were in the throes of something then too. But this was, I guess, actually over. I thought it was more like 2003. But you and I, and there were actually about a dozen people there that were in, not including the people on the phone, like Byard, and there were, I think, Keely and Greg, and a couple other people were there too from around the country and Canada. And we did essentially what we're doing. We have done a little bit with you now. We tested and got you a signal, and everybody in the room did it with you. In fact, about 8 of those people are now my Facebook friends, and they remember it pretty well. And they would probably come on Monday night and work with you again. But we tested through your 12 bodies. We found where cancer was. You tested and removed. In fact, we recorded this. It's on the internet still. And you tested that it was gone. You removed it. I remember the best part for me, or the thing that I felt, because I was testing with you. And at one point you said, I'm getting really hot. And it was really funny because when you came in, you were like really freezing cold. You were always cold during that period. And so, and then from my recollection, and you tested it was gone, and I sort of, like I said the other night, thought it was gone too, or tested it was gone, and didn't think, I sort of moved to the next person. That's the way I thought, or I didn't really think much until I heard you were sick again. But, and I just sort of wanted to remind you that you did do that. I mean, you know how to do it. You did it once, and that's what we want to kind of reactivate in yourself, like reconnect that ability, and let us help you again, and let people do it with you. So all you got to do is hang on to that thread of a connection that you had once, and we still haven't yet. God or whatever, we'll do the rest. All right, good.
Well, didn't you say you told me this morning that you had been clearing some things, and you were feeling a difference.
Yeah, I've been, since we talked yesterday or the day before, I can't remember.
Day before yesterday.
You know, whenever I think about it, probably 3 or 4 times a day I've been clearing things, but I can't remember all the different levels and all the different things, so I was kind of making some up, but it seemed like it kind of took the edge off anyway. And I just felt like the energy of the cancer had calmed down. So,
well, we want to show you how to go. We want to show you how to go deeper.
Great. Yeah.
And so we want to. This is going to be like work, you know,
Okay.
and something you have to do every day. Now, Barb, the other night when we talked to Darren and I left you with her to. And remember I told you to talk to her after the meeting?
Yeah, you want me to call her back and double check that she knew how to be your friend on Facebook?
Well, right. I'll tell you what I want you to do. See, I want you to do tonight the same thing I actually wanted you to do this the other night. And these are the things that you're supposed to remember and think about. All of us are supposed to do this with people. And what I want you to do is show her how to share movies on Facebook and how to watch them how to watch movies that are on Facebook and find the other. Like Darren, you know, I put a little picture on your Facebook page, and on the picture it's tagged with a whole bunch of people's names, including yours, and there are instructions on it. And what you do is if you put your cursor over a person's name, you'll find the name is a link, like Reggie Rowland is a link. And so you're supposed to click on those pictures, those links, and friend all those people so that they're all your Facebook friends, okay?
Okay.
So these are the other members of the Cure team. See, so now you're going to have all of these Cure, like one of them is Mirabelle right here. She's on that list. So all you have to do is just put your cursor on that and you'll have Mirabelle as your Facebook friend, and Al is another one, and he will be your Facebook friend when you click on that link. And Barb, I want you to also right after we get off the phone now, shortly, I want you to talk. You know, you could share your screen with Darren.
I don't think I know how to do that.
There's a little thing
right at the bottom of your face. It's right at the bottom of your Skype window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right next to my video. It says share. 2 interlocking boxes.
Share.
Yeah, it's a little thing right down here.
Right
I see it, yeah.
It says.
Oh, it's not, I see it, but it's not on right now.
Yeah, it's not on right now, but it's the thing that's turned off. But
So she could see what was on my computer screen?
Exactly.
Oh, cool.
So
All
then,
And better is that, yeah, or she could share her screen with yours and you could guide her through doing.
Yeah, so show Darren the hub and where the lists are that she's supposed to print out, and also show her the opening movie that she should watch, the first movie. And that's actually what you should be doing, like, for your homework tonight, Darren, is watch the beginning movie.
Yeah, the introductory movie.
And then while you're watching it, it will give you instructions, and the instructions are about how to clear yourself. So you'll start following those instructions. And, we could do clearing on these calls too, but right now I think the thing for us to do is just to set you off in the right direction, and then you go,
Well, yeah, let's try not to do everything in one call. It's better to, like you're eating an elephant, take little bites. I love what your son is doing because he's an important part of your immune system.
Yeah.
You actually help heal you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's there for you. You have a friend there who's there for you.
I mean, I used to do the same thing with my mother. My mother's been sick since I was 6. And I really felt I made a big difference for her when I used to do with her what your son is doing with you.
Aww.
I really love it.
Thank you for saying that. He just said I need to give him a raise.
I'm thinking now she needs a hug.
You know, adding 0 to 0 is still 0.
Hey!
Hey.
Aldo!
How much you making these days?
Well, Maribel, do you have anything that you want to say to Darren before? I know you'll be talking with her again, but do you want to say anything to her now
Yes.
before we get off?
Yes, I want to say something. I want to tell her, Darren, right? Is your name Darren?
Yes.
You're listening to me. Okay. My English is not so good as yours, you know. But I think I can transmit what I want to say. Immunics is going to help you to know yourself better. It's going to help you to go wherever you want to go, to reach whatever goals you want to reach, in whatever area, in all life, how you say, aspect of the life.
In all areas of life.
All areas of life, yes.
Yeah.
Go into Immunics practice, because if you don't practice every day, you're not going to get the goals that you want to reach. So don't go away, just keep going like a light in the road. You know, it's a light in the road, and follow the light. Don't deviate. Don't deviate. You're gonna get whatever you want.
Wow.
That's what I want to say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Maribel's very right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maribel's in Hialeah, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Am I not getting her video, or is she not on?
Yeah, she froze up a second there.
It probably depends on the speed of her connection.
Yeah,
She was saying such high vibrational stuff the camera couldn't keep up.
And this girl is she's 4.5 years old.
She's 4.5 years old. She knows where all the organs are and the glands. She knows the names. She knows how to test other people, to test herself.
Wow.
Herself. And before eating something, she has to test it, because once she starts going to school, we will not be there to see what she's going to eat, you know. It's very risky for her, because she's very allergic. And then she has to test.
So she has a lot of allergies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. She has to test everything that she's going to eat. I have been teaching her since some time ago.
And she's 4.5, and she's testing these things when you're not with her?
Yeah, she knows how to test everything.
And that is our movie. Now, I just want to say that if you want to speak to somebody, I would be available, possibly, and also my outgoing message on my phone does give instructions about how to start if you haven't started yet. So, or you can just, leave me a message and I'll get back to you. So please feel free to call me. I'd be happy to speak to you. And here's my number. It's 813-672-3419. And I hope you enjoyed this movie. And it's fine to call me up and just tell me how you felt about it.